Alright everyone, the Caps have played yet another back-to-back, which, okay, that's just gonna happen a lot in a shortened season, I get that. But you know what that means, it is time for yet another double recap. Caps lose 4-8. Wow, that sucks to say, against the New York Islanders on the Isle. And you remember how last video I said this was the worst game that the Caps have played up to this point? Yeah, the Caps in this game were like, here, hold my beer. This game against the Islanders has now become the worst, by far worst game of the season. Just pathetic hockey, just lazy, slow, no accountability for any sort of error or misstep, just bad hockey. This team took a sharp downhill turn, and there needs to be some repercussions and something drastic needs to happen to get this team turned around. Oh, Brad, you're overreacting. It's only 2 losses. Yes, I know it's only 2 losses, but these 2 losses are very, very different. We've lost 4 games in a row earlier in the season, and I was less upset then than I am now with these 2 losses, specifically with this 1 loss. It is a bigger sign to me to see how the team is playing over the result of the game, or the result of these 2 games. 2 losses back to back is nothing, but 2 losses in this fashion is everything. It is absolutely pointless to go into every single goal this game because the first period was absolute chaos. It was a madhouse. It was a free-for-all on both goalies, and nobody wants to see any team, your opponent or yourself, play that type of hockey. It actually almost reminded me of Game 1 against Vegas in 2018. That was a chaotic game. That was one team would score, and then just a couple minutes later, the next team would score, and then somebody scored. There was something dumb, like 7 lead changes in that one game. And there weren't quite that many in this game, but that's the feeling that I got watching this first period. 6 goals in a single period? What concerns me the most after watching this game is the lack of effort that every single person on the ice, except for you, Daniel Sprong, is putting into playing hockey. The level of compete is like, if it's a scale of 0 to 10, it's at about a 2 right now, and a 2 might be even just a little generous. Gliding towards pucks, not taking 2-3 strides with the puck, pitchforking with your stick, playing just, oh, it's so hard to describe. Just lazy is the word that I have to come up with to describe how they're playing right now. Not being accountable for mistakes being made. Every single skater on that ice tonight, okay, well, it's not tonight, it's later, but in that game, was expecting someone else to step up and make a play. Every single member of that team was expecting somebody else to carry the team on their back, to make the effort and to take accountability, to take the team on their shoulder and say, this is how we're going to play, and then do it. And when everybody does that, nobody ends up doing anything. It's funny how those things work out. Too many times in this game, I saw 5 guys on the ice just staring at the puck, just staring at the play happening, and just expecting something to happen, just waiting for something to happen. Way too many times guys are standing still, not moving their feet, and the game is happening around them. They are not in the game is around them. Majority of the issues with this game are high level umbrella issues that encompass the entire team. It's a mentality that has to change, and it starts with Peter Laviolette disciplining players for not doing what they should be doing. Ooh, and what a perfect segue into our second game of our double recap. Caps win 2-1 over the New Jersey Devils in overtime. It is very apparent that message sending and holding players accountable was a big thing on Peter Laviolette's mind from last game to this game. Overnight. I mean, it's a back-to-back. You don't even have a day between games. Peter Laviolette was probably up all night saying, how am I going to send a message to every single guy on that bench that they are not guaranteed a jersey, that they are not guaranteed to play every game, that I will call up someone from the taxi squad and get their butt on that bench to take your spot, because if you're not playing up to the caliber at which you should be playing to be on this Caps team and in the NHL, you're just not going to play. So Eller comes back into the lineup, and there's not enough room for everyone. Someone has to go sit out, and that guy was Richard Panik. I'm okay with that because in my mind, it was between Panik and Sprong Love me some Daniel Sprong. I think he showed that he was the better skater at the time. He was more valuable to the team. This game, Jacob Vrana is the guinea pig, is the goat, is the whatever you want to call it, the experiment for message sending. He is sent out of the lineup and Richard Panik is sent in. And that is a major wake-up call to every guy on the team. It's different. It's very different than just benching a guy. It's very different than just taking away his minutes during a game. This was a healthy scratch. This was, hey, look, you're not even going to play today. You are out, guaranteed not going to play, and this guy is coming in to take your spot. And guess what? That sends the message that if Richard Panik comes in and plays at a level that can help carry this team to a win, he might start getting more starts and you might be sitting the bench even more. Personally, I would have liked to have seen something along these lines happen in the D pairings, but I guess maybe making that many changes might have been too drastic for Peter Laviolette. But even still, the message gets to the defense. The message goes through the entire lineup and every guy on that ice now knows if they don't play at the level of compete, at the competitiveness level that it takes to win right now, they're just not going to play. And I love, isn't it refreshing to have a coach that actually coaches? Look, in the past week, we've had honest conversations between Peter Laviolette and Kuznetsov, and look what happened. Kuznetsov comes out and has 3 goals in 3 games and starts playing much better hockey. Now, we're seeing him discipline the team, specifically Vrana as the guinea pig for it, discipline the entire team for them playing shit hockey. We've seen the video, we've all seen it, and if you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the description below, of Peter Laviolette's time in Philly when he is reaming out his team in the locker room. He straight up tells his team going into the third period or second period, whatever period it is, going into the next period, hey look, you're going to get your first shift and take it, but you need to earn your second shift. And that's the mentality of a coach that I love. Tell your team they are not guaranteed anything. Tell them that they can be replaced. Every single guy on this team is replaceable. And that is what PL is telling every guy right now. And it's up to the Caps now. It's up to the players to receive that message and make the change. Peter Laviolette knows they can play better. Okay, enough philosophizing about the team. Let's actually talk about the game.
Philosophize with them.
Message received, Skipper, is what the guys told Peter Laviolette in this game. Focus now shifts back towards a stronger defensive game, much more responsible defensive game. The team has normally been coming out really hard, really gunning in the first period, and they get a handful of shots on net in the first 5 minutes. It's great to see, and a lot of times they end up scoring very early in games. They are usually the first team to score, and as a fan, that's just fun to watch. You love seeing that score go from 0-0 to 0-1 that early in the game, and it gets your hopes up. But this game was very different. This game, both teams actually, you could tell, were trying to hunker down and just shut it down and be very responsible in the back end. Chances were very limited in this first period. I think it took a solid 5-10 minutes before a team even got a great opportunity on net. And that's gonna be a major focus, I think, for this Caps organization for the rest of the season. Be responsible on the back end. Make good plays in the offensive zone to support your defense. If you play responsibly, things will happen good defensively and offensively. And that transitions into the second period of this game. Caps play a great or better defensive game. They're able to limit New Jersey chances very well, and it leads to good offense. The second period was actually a really good period. On paper, when you're watching the game, it feels a little bit closer, but on paper, the Caps really shut down New Jersey's chances, and they spent a lot of time in the offensive zone, and it leads to the first goal of the game. John Carlson point shot. Oh, Oshie might have deflected that one, but it doesn't matter. The Caps get on the board, 1-0 Washington. I've watched this replay dozens of times at this point, and I can't tell, does Oshie get a stick on that? To me, it looks like that shot from Carlson is going at Blackwood, like it's gonna hit him in the chest or in the shoulder. And then magically, 1 frame later in the video, the puck is in the back of the net. That says to me that Oshie gets a stick on it. There's no definitive evidence. We don't actually see it happens. The goal is credited to Carlson, but great work by Oshie getting in front of the net, creating that screen, creating the havoc. It's a goal either way. The Caps are on the board. But as we've seen 6 times now prior to this game, okay, well, we'll call it 5 times prior to this game. That 4-0 shutout doesn't really count. 5 times against the Devils prior to this game, we've seen the Devils do not go away. They will not quit. They will always come back. It's a pretty juicy rebound by Vanacek. I would like to see rebound control be a little bit better on his part. Hard slapper on Vanacek by Boquist, and he's not looking to score there. He is specifically looking to create a rebound, and boy does that work. He keeps the puck low and on the ice. He shoots for the opposite side pad of Vanacek, and I would love to see Vanacek put that rebound into the corner, make New Jersey chase that puck into the corner and win a board battle to establish any sort of pressure. But instead, he paddles that puck right out to the center of the ice. New Jersey ties up the game at 1. And then chaos ensues after both teams score, after both teams get on the board. It's like defensive systems completely break down for both teams. There's chances on both sides of the ice. The puck is bouncing all around. Passes aren't clean. It's very concerning to watch that happen, because then you start getting really bad flashbacks of what happened in previous games when the Caps have the lead. They give up the lead and they start breaking down. Those memories start creeping back in, and it was very, very, very important for the Caps to get back to a structure game as quickly as possible to show that they can play their structure for a full game. And it happened. The Caps were able to shape back up. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it was comforting. Normally, in the past month, when the Caps have had that severe, that 3-goal lead, the dreaded 3-4-goal lead, and they're letting teams crawl back into the game, they haven't been able to structure back up and play responsibly, but the Caps were able to do it in this game. Now, it is still just New Jersey. They're not going to be able to do that immediately against teams like Boston and like the Islanders. However, it was comforting to see it actually happen, and it gives you hope looking into the future that it will happen again and again and again, and that the Caps will learn from that and say, hey, look, we know even after we give up a goal that we can get back to our game. Alex Ovechkin was a big factor in this game, not because he had a lot of shots on net or because he scored a goal, but because many times I saw him when in the past he would shoot the puck or try to make a play, and as soon as that play gets broken up or as soon as the play dies, he just gives up and he just glides. Couple times in this game, I saw the light bulb switch in his head. I saw him give up as soon as the play's broken up, and then a split second later, he starts skating again. It was like it took him a second to say, oh, that's right, I need to continue to stay in the play. I need to continue to skate for that puck because my shift is not over. And when you see your captain do that, there's a trickle-down effect, and it can trickle down big time. Change my mind. Show me a time when Alexander Ovechkin bought into a system and played with true heart and true grit, not giving up on the play, and the rest of the team didn't follow suit. Show me a time. You can't, because it doesn't happen. Anytime your captain has high-level buy-in, the rest of the team is going to follow suit, and not just Alexander Ovechkin. We have a lot of leaders on this team. You have John Carlson, you have Nicholas Backstrom, you have TJ Oshie, you have Tom Wilson. Those are big leaders in this Caps organization, even if they don't have a C or an A on their jersey. Anytime any of those guys buys in and shows effort, the younger guys are going to follow suit. What am I saying? Not even just younger guys, the newer guys. Chara is the oldest guy on the team. Anytime that Alexander Ovechkin and Nicholas Backstrom are playing their hearts out, Chara is going to play his heart out. Do me a favor, Caps world. Don't chalk this up to this player needs to be benched or that player needs to be traded or this player sucks and that player sucks and it's not that. Every guy out there is good. If they weren't good, they wouldn't be playing in the National Hockey League. I'm very, very, very tired of Caps fan world. Every game, at the end of every game, I get on Twitter and I get on Facebook and I see everybody saying trade this guy because he made a mistake in the game. And then the next game, trade that guy because he made a mistake. Stop doing that. It is not going to help anything. Start thinking about the team as a whole rather than individual players, and that is what Peter Laviolette has done. He has thought, Vrana's not the worst player on the team right now, by far. He's had great stretches and he's had bad stretches. All he is a guinea pig. He is the dude that got picked on to be the message sender for the entire team. Peter Laviolette is looking at the entire team. He's not just looking at individual players. He has relationships with individual players, but it's a team sport. Stop. I can't say it anymore. Next up we got, that's right, New Jersey again. Sunday at 3 o'clock, and the Caps, they're going for the sweep. And it's not gonna be easy. The Caps cannot let up on the mentality that they brought into this last game. The defense first, responsible hockey mentality. The Caps are gonna be trying to bring out their Bruins, but guess what? New Jersey is not going away. Other than that 4-0 shutout, every game, I believe, has been a 1-goal game. New Jersey, they want to beat the Caps so badly right now, and if the Caps are going to win 8, they have to bring their absolute best A game that they've brought in probably the past week. But what do I know? I'm just a fan. Hey, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. It goes a long way towards helping the channel. And if you enjoyed your time here, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to see you come back. And as always, let's go Caps!